Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Bama Standard, your number one source for Alabama football and Alabama legends. I'm your host, an Overhill powerlifter and Bama grad, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is the living legend himself, the man that Ric Flair was scared to face in a ring, all SEC linebacker Marvin Constant, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, who was denied a good parking space at the game this past weekend, Stephen M. Smith.
Yeah.
What? They won't let you park your pacer outside the stadium?
See, but Marv, this is what happened now. I was supposed to get the gold lot, but they tore it down, so they had your boy parked underneath the stadium.
Tell the truth, they told you to pull out a bag of cat litter because you probably got some oil leaks and everything else. Man, people didn't want to clean up that spot after you pulled out of it, man.
This is not true.
It is true. we have unedited footage from Touchdown Alabama Magazine this past weekend on the recap show that was not aired, so we can bring that up later. But we got a special guest tonight. I want to turn the mic over to the greatest hype man in the entire world, Stephen M. Smith, to introduce our guest.
Man, I'm just saying, man, this is one of the greatest DBs to play at Alabama. I mean, one of the greatest DBs to ever walk on the field, man. Like, yeah, I mean, y'all know who he is. He's a Florida boy, but he'll knock your block off at the same time. I mean, it's Ali Sharrief. It's Sharrief, man. Let's get it up for him.
What's up, Ali?
Florida, by the way, of Alabama. It's all good. We good.
What's going on, brother?
I like the motor safeties. You know, I don't know about the greatest, but I like the motor safeties.
Well, I gotta say this, man. This is really truly a great dude. I was trying to work on a project, and he was the only person who really wanted to help and be a part of it. Do you know that any and every other person that I asked that played wanted nothing to do with that?
Wow.
Like, I'm trying to do something to help all of us. None. You are the only one.
Hey.
What was that project?
We'll talk about that. He know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll do it. We'll jump right into it.
Only person.
Yep.
He's a good dude, man.
Hey, shout out to my guy John Gates and Tyler. They helped me out with that as well. Like I had to move some parts or whatever and talk to those guys, and they helped us connect the dots with that. So, and they know what that is as well. So,
well, we got to figure it out, man. If we still want to move forward, it was very disheartening to me the fact that you were the only person out of the thousands that I could get that genuinely wanted to be a part of this and that wanted to see it as reality. Not one other person.
yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Important. It's important for real. I think what's going on. So, I mean, once everything gets away, then everybody know, and everybody want to be a part of it too. So
after the fact, after everything is done, when that's what y'all wanted to do.
Yeah.
Hey, let us know how we can help, man. If y'all are behind it, it must be great.
All right.
So holler at us. But hey, let's go ahead and move into Constant's chaos. Marvin, I'm sure you got plenty from this past weekend to talk about.
Man, he already
please
take that puff, Marvin.
Please don't filter any of it.
Take that puff, Marvin.
What you got, man?
Well, there were a lot of things that we could address, but there was one in particular that stood out to me, courtesy of those guys down the road in the old boot. Their coach walking into the stadium takes a shot at UCLA, calls the guy out and tells him, "Come on with that sissy blue shirt." The sissy blue shirt then proceeds to whoop your ass.
Hey.
No. And then if you went to UCLA's Twitter page after the fact, they had the sissy blue shirt logo that they designed on their official Twitter page. It said sissy blue. to be kidding me. Don't write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. It's just that simple. Ooh, boy. Ooh. Now, the SEC as a whole looked very dominant this past weekend, minus those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else looked pretty good. But, yeah, that was too funny to me. You know, you taking shots at people walking in the stadium, and they will never let you live that down. Come on with your sissy blue shirt.
Now on my end, guys, it was down there at Tallahassee, Florida, where you had Florida State and Notre Dame. Coach Mike Norvell, you get the award for icing your own kicker. Like, your kicker just makes a 50-yarder in overtime. But wait a minute. You call a timeout before he attempts the field goal. So then they move the field goal up to a 37-yard field goal. So you think, okay, shorter distance, he going to make this no problem. Forget all the wide rights we've seen in Florida State history. How about wide left? And you lose to Notre Dame, icing your own kicker at home.
And that was a nice comeback that they put together. They actually played Notre Dame that entire game. I mean, I was impressed with Florida State as a whole because I thought that Notre Dame would just go out and just hand them their asses. But
I was impressed with Mackenzie Milton. I was impressed with Mackenzie Milton.
I was. But now, in terms of chaos, the one thing that I seen this weekend that really just baffled me was the Georgia-Clemson game. The way Georgia's D-line was getting upfield and getting pressure on Clemson, the logical thing to do for us who played this sport in Notre Dame would be to do what? Start running bubble screens to make that pass rush slow down and soften that middle up. They never did it. You keep running the same play every time, and you had 2 yards rushing.
That's wow.
2.
I still don't see that.
2. Like, where was the game planning in there? Where was the adjustments in there? Because I'd be damned if you're getting that much pressure on me, I'm about to start hitting you with screen passes with the back. I'm hitting you with bubble screens with my receivers. I'm hitting you with all types of stuff to make you start flaring out to loosen the middle of that defense up so that I can get back to running what I really want to run. Never happened.
But also at the same time, though, you can look at where was JT Daniels in the Georgia offense? Because the only score they had was a pick 6. So
very true. But Clemson's defense was not getting to JT like Georgia's D-line was getting to Clemson's quarterback. DJ was sacked 7 times.
Right. That's
we're not even including all the times they hit him. That was just 7
right. I mean, Georgia defense was getting the DJ. I get that. But the fact that Clemson's defense wasn't really getting the JT, and JT was getting all of his preseason hype before the season, where was the numbers for JT? Because I just kept seeing Zamir White all night.
This is all I'm saying, though. 2 yards rushing, 0 points. Somebody wants some of their NIL money back.
To piggyback off of that, if you look across the board in the top 10, defenses ruled the weekend with the exception of a few teams, one being us. I felt like we went in a time warp back to 1990. How were defenses able to just go nuts and offenses like sputter around?
I'm gonna take this from the because I was watching the Ole Miss game, and I think one of the guys on the telecast made this point. Defense is about you got to be around your guys, and you got to be constantly around your guys, constantly hanging out and bonding with your teammates, with your players. And during the COVID situation last year, the defense didn't get as much bonding time as it wanted to. But now you look at this offseason where they got that bonding time in the spring. They got that bonding time in the summer. They got that time in fall camp. So being able to get back together played a huge role in that.
Ali, as a former defensive player, do you agree with that? Because the offenses shine. They had the same amount of time the defenses did, and they had a phenomenal year last year. Do you agree with that sentiment?
Me personally, this is just from being with Coach Saban. I feel like we had a little bit more time to actually focus on the defense. Like COVID last year kind of killed a lot of things, but I think there was more time to actually do more because everything was cut down last year.
Yeah.
If you look at it, everything. But this year, these players have more time to actually prepare. And just speaking off Alabama and Georgia, because Coach Kirby was my coach as well. They had a whole lot more time to prepare during the winter months, during the summer, and they got to implement a lot of the stuff that they needed to implement. And then you start seeing these players actually start to get to shine. And that's just what I believe.
Okay. Well, my chaos this past weekend, speaking of shine, was the turnover chain. Boy, an old boy thought he had got that turnover, but he didn't. He goes over there, gets his chain, gets on top of the bench, starts going like that, showing out and talking trash. And he gets it overturned, man. That chain got repossessed, got sent back to the store. Debit card declined.
But the best one was, did y'all see the savagery of Alabama's Twitter account? They posted a photo of Nick Saban wearing the 305 turnover chain.
I think that should be a thing, though. Seriously, like to where, if since Alabama won, like you give your stuff up. Like whoever wins,
I like that.
with their turnover, you got to give your stuff up. I mean that's just me. That's just what I think. I think that'd be a cool little thing. Like, hey, we'll bet something on the game. We're gonna get your turnover chain or your turnover belt, or whatever.
Hey, Sharrief, but Sharrief, I mean, Jalen Waddle was talking to a couple of of Miami guys for the Dolphins. He like, y'all better pay up. Y'all know y'all owe me my money.
Yeah.
Pay up.
There's a lot of people that owe me money. I'm gonna need y'all. Come on.
But they pull out the turnover chain. They're down 24-0. You don't need to be pulling out a turnover chain when you're down 24-0. God, it must be the you.
It's all about the you.
Hey, when you getting your ass kicked, you gotta celebrate something, I guess.
Okay, I don't know. I don't think I can celebrate.
No, I'm sorry.
I'll be sick.
Well, speaking of celebrating, Marvin, we got to hear your grade on the defense. Are you celebrating Pete Golden this week? Are you still holding on?
Nope. Miami's trash.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. No, Marvin is waiting.
No. When we play Florida, if you can do the same thing, I give you your props. But I'm not giving it to you because you trashed Miami, who is trash. They ain't got nothing. The Eric King is horrible. What did you really accomplish?
I agree.
I can call up some of my homeboys in our 40s and we go out there and get them a decent game.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing impressive about that. Look at the ACC as a whole, how they got the ass kicked.
Everybody lost.
Right. Come on, man.
They got 3 teams in the ACC that's working.
Now, you do that to Florida, and then a few weeks later, you got Ole Miss. If you pull it off against Florida and Ole Miss, then I will say, okay, now I'm not going to be on your bandwagon, but I'm not going to be on your ass as much. Let's be very clear.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you got to admit, and I'm very impressed with this back, is the push we got up front. We are finally getting penetration. We were doing the moving back.
We're playing Miami. That's not impressive. Sorry.
I agree.
When is the last time Miami was relevant?
2001.
All right. So, again, we were playing Miami.
And
now,
still not blitzing.
Do this next Saturday, September the 18th. do this with the first Saturday in October, whenever we play Ole Miss.
October 2nd.
October 2nd. And then I will not apply as much pressure to your ass. But until then, I'm not buying it. Now, we all seen what Ole Miss did point-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Without Lane Kiffin. Now, I get it. They were playing Ole Miss, another trash team
Louisville.
from the ACC. Because, it's all trash anyway. Trash. But you do it against Lane's offense and you do it against Muller's offense. Okay. Then we can talk. Because last year, those were the two teams who took your ass to the woodshed last year.
Well, you gotta be impressed with Matt Corral, man. He was releasing that ball within 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, he was getting it out, but
man, he was balling out, man.
We're talking about Pete Golding right now. I'm not impressed with shit that he's done until I see him play Florida and Ole Miss. Again, the two teams that combined for 100 points on him last year.
That's
I'm
true.
gonna say this, Marvin. So
I ain't buying it.
How quickly will both of those games be on the DVR?
Huh?
How fast are you going to be recording both of those games? Florida and Ole Miss.
I'm not recording that trash, man.
Hey, we got a question for you, Marvin. Steve Dean, do you believe with Chris Allen out, it'll make a big difference in the pass rush?
Hell yeah. I mean, if you missing a pit bull out of your litter, won't you be disappointed? Don't 5 of them bite a lot harder than 3 of them? Shit, man. I mean, come on now. The kid has got all the awards that he got for a reason. So, again, as my coach always used to say, there's a reason why the starter is the starter.
Right.
Because clearly he has separated himself from the rest of the 5 and 4 stars. The starter is the starter for a reason. Now, his backup might be good, but he wasn't the starter. There's a big difference. And that level of drop-off in play, man, when you talk about an SEC, that level of drop-off in play can be huge at times. And the thing about it, when I say huge, meaning he might be good, but who is he lining up against?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, you got to look from the standpoint of the chemistry factor with him and Will Anderson. They play so well off of each other, man. They understand each other, and if one ain't going, the other one is. So I'm concerned about that. Yeah, Drew Sanders was heavily recruited coming out of high school, but does he have that same chemistry?
Is the starter for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ollie, did you see anything that you liked from the defense this past weekend? I was really impressed with the DBs. They were headhunters. They were Poppins folks.
Hey,
yeah,
man,
go ahead.
Stop getting on the bandwagon. It's too early, okay?
Now, I like the fact that they were playing fast. I think that's probably the what got me. They were playing a lot faster. I'm a him though. Like we're still not. I don't think we're calling the right plays still because we need to. Me personally, I feel like we could have had a whole lot more sacks than we did. We did have a lot, but you still want to put more pressure on that quarterback. We're not really calling blitzes. Like I don't know what's going on with that. Like I really don't know what's going on with that. So
y'all see this?
Yeah,
this is me circling October the 2nd. We'll see what you've really learned on that day.
I'm gonna say this, John. Above all else,
hold on. Before you answer that, let me ask y'all all a question.
Okay.
Y'all went to school. Isn't there a major difference between an actual quiz and an actual test? This was a quiz we just took. We got a real test coming. Hey, anybody can pass a quiz, but can you pass the test?
Look, them pop quizzes be hard though, but yeah, you can pass it.
Hey,
well, I agree. I'm not hanging.
I'm sure that work hard for you when you looking at the letters now, looking fuzzy. You can't tell if it's A, B, C, or D. You just looking at Justin them glass.
Get off my man.
Now, of course. Now, what I was happy about was,
something positive. Go ahead.
It should feel so good to have a field goal kicker.
Come on, Jesus, come on.
Yeah.
It should feel so good because we've had to deal with cussing, drinking, lying, slapping, smoking, all of that, trying to get a field goal to go through. And for Will Riker, it's none of that because this dude kicking in 51-yarders and 40-yarders and 38-yarders like it ain't nothing. Like he made 17 straight kicks since last year.
Hey man, don't jinx him. We ain't talking about that, all right?
And people still aren't putting respect on his name, man. He was denied the Lou Groza. He was omitted from all SEC and all American lists coming into the preseason. Are you kidding me, man? The dude was the best kicker in the nation last year.
Now, they're starting to come around a little bit, Justin, because he was today named SEC Special Teams Player of the Week.
But
yeah, go ahead.
You know why that is, though. When your team scores so many touchdowns, he didn't kick as many field goals as the rest of the kickers in the country.
Right. Now, of course, I asked this question to Coach Saban, and he kind of laughed. He was like, well, Will got that contagious energy, but if you ask the offense, they kind of disappointed. They want more touchdowns than field goals, but we all love Will over here.
Yeah, that's what it is. Look at how many field goals he kicked versus other kickers. Other kickers kicked probably double or triple what he had to kick because they were just scoring touchdowns. I mean,
I'm just saying when he get up there and when he make them, you got to feel good about that.
I feel great about it.
I mean, because I remember 2018, we missed 9 extra points with 9.
I remember the last 20 years. You talking about 2018. I'm going the whole last 20 years.
Hey, Ollie, you had a kicker.
So what?
You had a kicker. So
That
was the last time. Matter of fact, that was the last time we had a decent kicker was when you were there.
Hey, my guy went through a lot, though. He did.
Tiffin.
He did.
Tiffin went through a whole lot.
I think
I go through a lot, though.
I think our kicker was a pirate with a pig leg here.
That's why he's a doctor now, not a football player.
I hope he operated better than kick.
Bruh. Bruh. We had to deal with up and down Adam Griffith, Andy Papa John's missing championship kicks.
Okay, Spencer Revley has a very good point right here. And actually, some of the former Alabama offensive linemen were bringing this up on Facebook. He says, my other concerns are the offensive line. They have to hold their blocks longer. Bryce took too many hard hits after releasing the ball. What do you guys think about that? Ollie, I'll start with you, man. What did you see from that?
I actually was telling telling the group of friends that I was with the other day is I don't know what the disconnect is, but Bryce Young on just about all of his throws, he was buying more time.
Yeah, he was.
And he was doing that himself. He was making the offensive line look a lot better than what they actually were. But I don't really know what the disconnect is with the offensive line. But I felt a little shaky about that as well. So I don't know.
He better learn how to get rid of it quick because I watched Georgia D-line up close and personal.
Yeah. Good thing.
Here.
I'm going to say this. I think.
Them boys, hold on. Them boys coming off the ball. That 99, that 44, that 96.
Yes.
Them some yard dogs, baby. You better put your helmet and your mouthpiece in and watch your back. Because listen, boy coming off the ball. DJ was running for their life out there. I mean, I started to feel bad for the kid. I want to
think about it. And DJ bigger than Bryce.
And after watching Ole Miss, they got a nice little situation on D-line.
Yeah, they do.
You know, Florida got a nice little situation. So the Miami D-line, that's like middle school. So they getting ready to play some real D-lines coming up in these next few weeks. So they better get ready.
And I think, this game coming up here again, this practice this week, and then this game against Mercer tune-up situation is huge because this line got to get some continuity. I mean,
and don't forget, Texas A&M, they seem to be much improved. We're going to see what they hold.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, I would say playing Miami is like playing Mercer Senior. You know, it's a
ain't
step
gonna
above Mercer.
I ain't
I
gonna-
think it's
Bishop
much
Sycamore.
more than that.
Bishop Sycamore.
I ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, Bishop Sycamore, pretty much. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Sticking with the offensive line, one thing that really stood out to me was Chris Owens, man. He was missing blocks. He looked lost out there. And that man's a senior. That bothers me. You should have a little bit better performance from a senior.
The protection, and they had him at right tackle, which was kind of weird, but he missed on a lot of those hot blitzes where they really sent a guy coming from the blind side, and he did not pick that up, especially on the one where Bryce gets hit, sack, fumble, Miami recovered. That was Chris Owens' guy, and he did not get that guy.
Well, I tell you what, they better get it together because, like Waylon said, he was talking about 99 from Georgia being 6'6", 300-something pounds. Yeah, he's good. But that number 44, hey, listen here, homeboy. That dude right there.
That's why y'all. I'm gonna say this. This week, don't be surprised if you see Alabama working more J.C. Latham and Damian George on that line.
You better do something.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if 6'6", 325 J.C. Latham and big Damian George get worked in.
Speaking of working people in, a lot of us thought the same thing that Spencer Revley brought up. And Stephen, I'll let you touch on this because you've been popping JoJo Earl for a while. Spencer says, can someone explain why JoJo Earl wasn't returning punts? Nothing against Slade. We just need more speed. I agree with that.
So that goes back to Saban being loyal to a fault with his guys. When Saban has a guy that he is loyal with, i.e. Slade Bolden, he's going to be loyal with Slade Bolden to a fault. Slade doesn't have the speed that JoJo Earl has, but he has the hands to catch the ball and not drop the ball and not cause a turnover. And sometimes Coach Saban values that more so than making a big play on special teams, which is what JoJo Earl will give you. He will give you more of those explosive type plays, those Jalen Waddle type plays that the fans want to see, because that's what the fans want to see. But this is Saban kind of going back to his loyal to a fault ordeal.
Right.
Daddy, you don't know how many punts he dropped in practice either.
True that. Ali, Saban has always been able to take guys like you and now Cameron Latou and change their position. How has he been able to find success transitioning you guys to new roles?
I think a lot of those guys that just got good instincts at the beginning, but I'm sure they played this position in high school, so it's an easy transition because they already have that confidence in it. A lot of us type guys, we play multiple positions. Like, so it might be running back, linebacker, DB, anything like that, because we have to at high school. But when you get to the college level and he asks you to switch from one position to the other, you still have that intellect of that past position. So all you have to do is just listen to what he says and just play. That's it. And it's usually an easy transition.
A lot of people don't understand, man, that, you know, when you're an athlete and you're at the top of the food chain, when you get to college, a lot of times, you know, you're asked what you want to play. You pick a position, but you can still play other positions. You know, it's like when I got to Alabama, you know, I told them I wanted to play linebacker, but I also could have played fullback, could have played tailback, could have played tight end, could have played whatever I wanted to play. I wanted to play linebacker because that was my favorite. But if I had been asked to play one of those other ones, I could have done it and been just as good. I mean, I was all-state at tailback and fullback, all-state at linebacker. So it's an easy transition for most of these guys because when you're an athlete, it's the same job. You're just doing it at a different position.
Mm-hmm.
So now going back to Spencer's other question here. So it's JoJo dropping punts at practice or dropping balls at practice. Not able to get out there at practice due to the Delta COVID strand. That's when it got us back at square one, just getting the videos and the photos from the practices. But I don't think it's not JoJo dropping balls at practice. It's not that. It's Saban is really wanting to see Slade Bolden in this punt return role, and I don't know what's it going to take to transition from Slade to JoJo. I mean, Slade, good dude, but it's just when you become used to speed and just real world class speed, like what Ruggs had and Smith had and Judy had and Waddle had, going back to Slade, and he doesn't have that speed. You got to want that speed out there because we become used to it now.
Sticking to that statement you made about Saban being loyal to his guys, Ollie, did you see a lot of that back when you were there, where he was just bound to
time out. Is JoJo not one of his guys?
That's what I was gonna say.
His guys.
I mean, JoJo is, but I'm saying as far as veteran guys.
Yeah, the veteran guys. So
No, I'm going to say this. I've seen Saban play the best freshman, junior, senior, no matter who it is. So I'm not going to say he's loyal to a guy because I've seen him put some freshmen out there in front of guys.
Yeah.
Right. True.
Without doubt. One of the things that really impressed me about the offense was they didn't try to ease Bryce Young into anything. In this game, he came out firing on all cylinders.
Because they were playing Miami. What the hell?
But still, man.
Man, Miami's trash. I keep telling y'all this. Now, had that been Florida or one of the other teams, or maybe Texas A&M, it would probably been, a little bit more scaled back. But it was Miami. It's Miami, guys. Come on.
Okay. Marvin.
You ruined a lot of my analysis.
Marvin, I would like for you to go explain that to Michael Irvin. Go explain to Michael
Irvin. No Miami trash, okay? And he was on with Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith talking about anybody could come challenge him. I'm waiting. Stephen A. Smith, you trash too. You got Michael Irvin on there talking that same trash. It was like two huge dumpsters that could have been emptied into one another because it was all trash, okay? Miami's trash, bottom line.
Speaking of Michael Irvin, Stephen A. Smith, didn't you have a little analogy that you made last night to me about old Michael?
I'm going to say this, man. Michael Irvin was on that Steve Brown cocaine from the Moonwinks, man.
Oh, man.
He was snorting that Steve Brown crack, man, from the Moonwinks, man. Like Steve Brown gave him one of them Bibles he stole and rolled up stuff and went.
See, here's the thing. Michael Irvin is loyal to Miami to a fault because he played it. I get it. We got the same love for Alabama, and it's Alabama, bro. But we can back ours up. It's Miami. Okay? It's Miami. Nobody's looking for a Ferrari. Nobody's looking to go do party at Live. Nobody wants to do lines. We're here to play football, okay? Now, had it been any of those other things, Miami probably would have had a chance. But we were playing football, okay?
True that.
Football, all right? And it's Miami. Come on, man.
True.
And Roll Tide and Rise Up says we better prepare for Ole Miss. I think the whole panel agrees with that.
Pete Golden better prepare for Ole Miss. He need to be at home right now and studying. Saban should excuse him for practice all week to go just take notes and game plan for next week.
I'm not a big fan of his right now. I'm just being honest. I'm not.
Well, Pete Golden?
Yeah, I'm not.
Not at all.
Please,
listen, man. Listen.
Please touch on that. I really want to know your perspective on it. We try to get all the guests to give their unfiltered thought, but they won't. So if you would, man, please tell us.
I mean, honestly, like I said before, like he doesn't
do anything.
I agree with you on that. But I just feel like our defensive line, like when last year, they were young. We don't blitz. Why are we not blitzing? Like that's what we're cut like.
Hold on, time out. They were blitzing. They just weren't getting any pressure.
No, they were getting pushed. They were getting pushed back. That's what pissed me off.
They just weren't getting any pressure.
I don't know. I'm just not. I don't think there's very good play calling on his part. Because I mean, if you got with the majority of our defenses 4 and 5 star, you might want to say 5 star. There ain't no reason why those guys shouldn't at least have 5 or 6 sacks a night. Like that should be the norm. That should be normal. And his play calling to me is not the best. I mean, you give any of those top defensive coordinators that defense, you give a Coach Pruitt, you give a Kirby Smart, you give what's the other one that we had? You give any of those guys that type of defense. You give those guys that.
But Ali, you know what it is? Just like I'm saying, but it's Miami. Lane Kiffin saying, but it's Pete Golding.
You right.
Lane over there like this. Lane over there, it's Pete Golding.
Yep.
It's Pete Golding.
Hey, it's the truth, man. I don't know. I don't think his play call, and I don't know what he did on that interview. They said I
need to know so I can get an executive job somewhere.
They said he can talk. That's what I heard, but he must be real good at it because I haven't seen no good play calling. None.
Man, Lane been at home drawing up plays in the dirt all year waiting on this opportunity.
I agree with you 100%.
And I love Lane. I love him. And I already know, just like y'all know, Lane finna come for him.
Mm-hmm.
He finna come for him.
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
He's gonna throw that clipboard in the air before he comes out of the tunnel.
Mm.
And if you watched them last night and you seen what they did with that hurry up, they ain't giving you a chance to do nothing. I'm talking about as soon as the person tackled, they sprinting back to the ball, on ball snap within under 5 seconds.
Yep.
So
Waylon,
when they get you in a bad situation, they're not giving you a chance to get out of it. They putting pressure on your neck.
Waylon's got a statement. What pressure they got on the quarterbacks would just step up in the pocket, and then they'd have to turn around and run them down. They looked out of shape to me. It's hard to play catch up.
But who is this question referring to?
Yeah. That's right.
Is that referring to our defensive line? Now I get it was Miami, but it gives you like a almost best case scenario of what the defense could be. And I love the fact that since we were getting pressure, it freed our DBs up to do their thing, running those blitzes, coming off the corner, and actually be able to cover their guys. I know it was Miami.
What did D'Eriq King do last year? What did he do the year before? What is he going to do this year? Nothing, and nothing. The CFL draft is waiting for him at best.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Steve in trouble. His mama told him, get in there and wash them dishes. That's the replacement. Hey, what do you think about Pete Golding?
I think he's going to get his belt.
You ain't sell out them purple hull peas that came in there.
He didn't, man.
Look, man. Hey, Pops had to get food, man. Pops had to get the food, man.
I asked him what he thought about Pete Golding. He didn't say nothing.
Yeah, kept on walking, man.
Right. He looked at me like, who the hell is that over there?
Hey, man. Look, man.
Get out of my greens.
Hey, man. Hey, man. That's an Auburn fan right there.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know it's bad. I know.
So that explains it all right there. You got beat as a child growing up. We can call CPS, get you out of there, man.
Man, yeah, man. Yeah, he got them peas, though. He got them. He got them.
Hey, one thing that I was really glad to see, and I hate that we had to wait to the second half to see it, was Trey Sanders getting to tote the rock and get his first touchdown since that injury.
Mm-hmm. That was special, man, because I mean, Trey was supposed to have been playing in 2019, but had the foot injury, and then to have the serious car accident last year with the hip situation. And for a minute there, a lot of people didn't know if he was going to be able to come back. Like the coaching staff didn't know, the training staff didn't know, the team doctors didn't know. even Trey Sanders had there was a lot of doubt. It was a very dark cloud at that time, but the push, the fight of Trey, came back. And when he scored, there was a really cool moment where Trey hugged the entire rehab staff, like Jeremy Giselle, Dr. Ray, Coach Ballou, like the entire staff. He hugged everybody and was crying with everybody because he had worked that hard to get back.
He looked the best to me, to be honest with you.
He really did.
I know the game was a little bit out of reach, but
don't let Steve Brown keep you saying that.
Yeah, don't let him
say what.
Because he's a beat Rob guy.
Like Trey was.
I'm not knocking that.
Trey was moving. Trey was moving. It was just that was a feel good moment.
So what is it? So Steve, what does it look like when you watching the game in 3D? How does that?
Well, okay. I'll break that down. So there's a hint of me being able to see the next 2 weeks worth of games while watching this one.
Hey, when they do they run the replay, they run it through Steve's glasses.
Yeah, I'm spitting over screen. Y'all gonna have to stop, man.
I'll leave him alone. I'm done.
Because he's spitting on the screen.
Got a question. Got a question for Spencer. Can y'all talk about the difference between Scott Cochran and the new training staff?
I'm gonna take this one.
Yeah, do that.
Take this one. So the difference is Scott Cochran kind of had that on that one size fits all thing, that cookie cutter style, which at first it was working. Like at first it was working. Scott Cochran's more of a mental master motivator because that's what he did. Now with this group right here, they have more of strategic custom workouts. Like everybody has a different custom set workout. So nobody's workout's the same. Defensive lineman ain't the same as an offensive lineman. Offensive lineman ain't the same as a DB. DB is different from quarterback. Like everybody's got a different workout skill tailored to their specific body type, which I think is really interesting.
They need to design a workout for Justin. Get that truck driver body off you.
Oh man.
Hey man, it's driving home powerlifting championships right now, so I'm full speed ahead.
he built like the Budweiser delivery man.
Hey, if I can only get endorsed.
See Marvin. Now you done gave Justin an NIL deal. Now you done get.
That's what I'm saying, man. Get me out of this trailer and into a house.
He's in Mississippi. Budweiser doesn't work down there. He'd be drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon or something.
No, not even that, man. That's expensive. We got Old Milwaukee. It's Old Milwaukee over here.
Man.
Hey, Ali, if you would kind of piggyback off of what Stephen was talking about, you have Scott Cochran, man. What worked for him at that time, and what do you feel like it does not apply today?
Shit, we ain't had nothing then. Like we was grasping at something then. Like we just wanted to win. So everything he was doing and during our time, that's when Lil Jon and all that stuff was popping. So we wanted that hype. We wanted that.
Right.
So, and it to us, it kind of seemed like he was a little radical. You know what I mean? Like he was just upbeat and just radical. Like everything that he said, it kind of regulated with us. Like even with that, you know, during practice, he'd be like, regulate us, and everybody just be like, stand up. Like that's what's up. That's what we used to do back then. But now these kids, they're different. In which me personally, I would have loved to have this guy like for my body type. You know, that would have been perfect for me. You know, because I didn't want to be super juiced up or nothing like that. Because at one point in time, I was like 210, 215, but I'm only 5'8". You know, so I'm
built like a little fire hydrant.
Yeah, I was big and I got big legs. You know, so but you know, I would have been good with you know that type of workout.
Well, you know the biggest thing what it is, this generation of athletes, they're getting more position-specific training at a younger age. They're
That's
getting
right.
it in middle school now because so many of them are using private trainers outside of their high schools that by the time they get to high school and college, they've had so much position-specific training, it's hard to put them back on a basic workout when they've been doing so much explosion work, so much of whatever it is they've been working on for their specific positions. The boom in position-specific training in young kids has been crazy the last 5 to 10 years.
I'll let you take this one, Marvin. Spencer wants to know if it's more mental than body.
Man, it's all mental at the end of the day. You gotta want to do it because me personally, I was been to like 465 in high school. I got to Alabama, they actually put me on weightlifting restrictions. My freshman year, I ended up benching like 525. But that's all mental. You got to think about it. You got 500 pounds in your hands. That is all mental. You got to block out so much, because again, one mental lapse and that 500 pounds can kill you. It's all mental, and you gotta want it. If you don't want it, nobody can ever give it to you, regardless. No matter how bad somebody else wants it for you, if you don't want it, it's not gonna make a difference. It's all mental. You're
absolutely right. Well, before we move on to the next game, actually, let's go ahead and talk about the next game. Guys, what do you look for in games like this? I know you don't really get excited about it. I mean, this is Mercer. It's more of a how can we improve type game. Right. What are y'all looking for in this game that you want to see?
Pete Golden enjoying his last few checks.
Now, in all seriousness, in all seriousness, though, number one, no injuries. That's number one.
Absolutely.
Because these are the types of games where you leave them starters in too long and a false step is made and this is an important player, then we're looking like what the world going on out here. Because Mercer kind of plays that wing T, triple option, wishbone type style. And this kind of takes me back to Georgia Southern in 2011, how they ran the ball up and down on Bama, and that Bama team had your first rounders. So it's about attacking that, the front line, getting penetration, get your guy, take the pitch man, take the back, whatever you got to take, because they're not going to pass the ball much. But the number one thing is once the starters do their job, pull them guys out. Pull them out. Let's get some of these other guys in here, work them in, get some reps, get some rotation in here. The number one thing is these types of matchups that you see them injuries happen, not trying to have that.
Well, this is definitely one of those games where you want to work on your depth for later on in the season. So me personally, if I was the coach, I would probably play the starters 2-3 series. After the first quarter, it'd be over for them.
Right.
Go sit down.
Right. Now, I think now the only group I would leave out there, going back to Spencer's point, will be the offensive line. They got to jail. That may be the only group I leave out there because they're going to have to jail, especially as Marvin mentioned. You've got Florida coming. You got to go to Florida. You got Ole Miss coming in. So you want to have that offensive line gelling. So that would probably be the only group against Mercer I would leave out there.
Like you said, man, the first group is who you want to hurry off the field as quick as possible. So I want to ask you, Marvin and Ali, how do you get the starters motivated to do their thing and put it away early and get off the field?
It's all pride. It's all want to. Hell, man, listen, I ain't finna get ran over and get beat damn sure by nobody play for Mercer. Come on, man.
For me, shoot, we had that little lapse against I think it was Louisiana Monroe. I think.
Yes, 2007. Yes.
Yeah. So like that next year we didn't care who it was. It didn't matter. Like once something like that happens, you just kind of get selfish. And everything you do, going back to even with the mental that Marvin was talking about with working out, like you're in competition with everybody. It don't matter who it is. You're in competition with everybody because you want to be perfect for yourself and you want to be better than everybody else. So it's just a competition. Like you want to go through this whole week, no mess ups. When you get to the game, you want to do what you're supposed to do at that game. Beat the brakes off of it.
It's all right. It's all want to. My teammates, when we used to be in practice, my team out, man, you got to go that hard. I used to tell my time, Oh, man, if my mama lined up across from me, she gonna get I don't care who over there, you finna catch it. I mean, that's how it's gotta be every play though. Every play. Man, because for one, I wasn't finna be on Sports Center getting done in. That wasn't gonna happen.
That's embarrassing though.
Yeah,
That's embarrassing if you
don't
find
want
yourself
that.
getting done in on Sports Center. But I
I
mean,
seen
like
several of my teammates on Sports Center. I was like, oh, man, look so good, homie.
I think even worse than Sports Center is like when coaches on there that next Monday or Sunday, and they keep rewinding. When you got everybody just like, dang, he did you like that, and you done seen it like 20 times, but he just keep playing it. That's the worst.
And then he
Because
don't
you
even
gotta
play
see
the whole
these
thing.
dudes every day.
And then he won't even play it through the whole clip. He played halfway through, rewind it back. Halfway. Man, at least let it play.
Hey, speaking of that, didn't you inspire one of those moments, Marvin, with Chris Samuels?
Oh yeah, Chris was mad about that when I dropped him. Neil Callaway, Coach Callaway, he kept riding it back.
Ali, have you heard about that story?
I have not. I was just about to ask. We need
Marvin,
to talk
tell him
about
that story.
Man, I told you, when we used to be in practice, anybody could get it. I didn't discriminate. I didn't care who you was. It was my freshman year. Chris Samuels, All-American. We had a matchup. We had to meet up. I hit him. Chris turned a whole flip. His feet went up in the air over his head and landed flat, face down in the dirt.
Ooh.
He jumped up. Oh, hell no. Why you want to repeat that? I done done you. The next day, in the meeting, coach kept rewinding it back. You gonna let a freshman do this to you? You supposed to be a top 10 pick. You let a freshman. I dropped his ass. Anybody could have got it. No discrimination.
Man, that's how it be though. I got on I think we was playing Arkansas. I was on punt. And I didn't think Buddy was coming. But my boy Eric, he was my roommate, Eric Anders.
Yeah.
Dude caught me slipping too. I did my steps and he caught me because I was about to release, but he caught me right here. I was like, oh, man, he caught me clean. Man, coach kept rewinding it. And everybody called me Reef back then. And my boy was just like, Reef, boy, what happened?
So apparently Steve Diener wrote back in. Mercer won their last game 69-0. Should Pete Golden be concerned?
Man, Pete should be concerned every day he wake up here. He got a job. Man, what you mean? Know you Lane over there doing this right now. Lane got that work for him. Lane finna give him all he want. Dan Mullen about to give him all he want.
So a lot of people in the chat are talking about some younger guys. So rather than going around the room giving a prediction or a score, tell me who you want to see this week. Who do you want to see, maybe offense or defense, that you really want to see some more work out of?
Yeah, me the entire defense.
I'm with my guy on Milrow. I mean, I kind of want to see him. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about him. I got two action, Milrow and Trey. I think Trey need to get a little bit more action because I like the way he was running. I like the way he was running. He's more determined. He seems like he almost lost something, and now he's like, I'm determined to let everybody know that I'm the guy still. So
I want to see Shane Lee if he got them hips loosened up. This boy move like a tin man out there.
Oh man, I forgot about Shane.
Well, man, everybody forgot about Shane, man.
I did.
When you moving like this,
but you know what? I got three. So I got three. So I want to see more of JoJo Earl out there. That's number one. I want to see more of him out there. I want to see more of Ajayi Hall out there, because Hall had the huge A-Day game, and then he kind of just disappeared. So I want to see Hall out there. And then number three, he did not get much of an opportunity. He only attempted one pass. So I kind of want to see Paul Tyson get some work out there, show what he can do a little bit, because he only gave him one pass in the game. So Tyson, Hong, and Earl.
I have to share two of those guys with you. Jai Hall and Trey Sanders. I want to see more work out of Trey, and hopefully that will lead to an even greater role in the offense. But Jai Hall, like you said, had a tremendous spring, and I really want to see him more on the field.
Also, did y'all see the awesome teachable moment between Coach Saban and Jaleel Billingsley? That was really cool. Like Nick is telling Jaleel, son, you see what happens, son, when you don't listen to me? Cameron Latu taking all your shine. He took your chain. He took your woman. He taking your attention. He taking all your shine, boy. I didn't want to do this to you, Leo. I didn't want to do this because I love you, man. You need to be out here. But this what happens when you don't listen to me. Look, Cam just scored another touchdown. Look how the folks snapping his photo. And you sitting right next to me.
You need to say that pep talk for Pete. Shit.
Well, let's move into our closing segment. Marvin, if you would, man, tell us what's going on with you. What's going on with 40 Plus Strong, and then how folks can get to be a part of that.
Man, you want a copy? You can go to 40plusstrong.com, 40plusstrong.com. 3 different workout programs in there, depending upon where you beginner, intermediate, top of the food chain. We got you covered, whatever you need, man. We're great, man. Again, I'm 42 years old, still holding it together. We still got all the cuts, So basically, you want to learn how to eat, what to eat, when to eat certain foods, how your workout should be, intensity levels, everything associated with getting that body to cooperate in your 40s. Because now, late 30s, 40s, 50s, your body doesn't work the same way it worked in your teens and your 20s. So you have to take a different approach. So just understanding what the body needs at this age is essential in getting results if you're going to work out and have goals for a level of fitness.
Speaking of that, Ollie, you've been doing a little bit of that yourself, man. You've been killing it in the gym when you're not cooking shrimp. So, man.
Hold on. Wait a minute. He got shrimp?
Man, he's been rolling it out on Instagram, man.
Man, Sharrief, you've been holding out on me.
Hey,
He gonna show up at your house. He on punishment. He ain't eating them peanut butter and jelly and noodles.
For sure. Yeah, I love doing shrimp balls. That's my little thing. Like I said, my family's from Florida. So we do a lot of shrimp balls. I'm not a big griller, so we do shrimp balls and stuff. I run and stuff all the time. Spend a lot of time with my dog and my fiance. So I just pretty much I just hang out here.
Well, don't invite Justin. He's from Mississippi. He gonna show up with some coon that's impossible.
Our halftime meal, man. I was gonna show up down there. Hey, don't knock it till you try it, man. Hot sauce works on everything. But Ollie, how can people get a hold of you on social media and whatnot? Alabama fans who still want to keep up with you.
Facebook, Ali Sharrief, my name. On Instagram, it's just Mr. Sharrief. I change it every once in a while. So, just. And my email is alisharrief@gmail.com.
Don't give them your email.
I don't mind. I don't be tripping. It's all good.
Man,
I don't answer my email anyway, so it is what it is.
Hey, you can get me at Constant45 on IG. Twitter is Constant451, but yeah, IG is mostly where I'm located at.
Stephen M., what's up next for you on In My Own Words?
Purple Hull peas, man. No, I'm just joking.
Recipes, huh?
Man. What's up for me? Tomorrow on the show, we're gonna actually have ESPN's Brad Edwards on.
Oh,
that's gonna be real good.
He's
gonna come on and kind of give us recap for what he saw week in college football. I'm gonna talk about preparing for Mercer. And how you prepare for Mercer. How Pete Golding's going to prepare for Mercer.
He better worry about next week.
Call in, Marvin. Call in.
I wish I could be in one of Coach Saban's press conferences. Every question I would ask would be about Pete and the damn defense. They would put me out.
Marvin, I'm telling Marvin, Josh Maxson would escort you out the press conference. I'm telling you that right now.
My first question. Why does Pete Golding still have a job, Coach? He's still employed by the University of Alabama.
Well, folks, if you have any questions for the show or would like to recommend some guests, please email us, thebamastandard@gmail.com. Next week, we've been talking about it already, is Florida week. So we got to have some guys on here that did the thing against Florida. One of those guys is confirmed. Mr. A.C. Carter will be here next week. So let's tune in for that. All right, guys, I enjoyed it. Ollie, thank you for coming on, man. Had a great time with you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Welcome back
anytime. Brother, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You guys do good things for everybody in the Alabama nation and for people in general. So I appreciate y'all having me on the show.
Anytime, brother. Well, roll Tide, guys.
Roll Tide.